Hey everyone, Mr. Skelton here. We are back at it, lesson 12, the very last lesson in Unit 2. And today I'm going to ask you to solve a 2x2 and a 3x3 and possibly even some larger systems of equations with matrices and the graphing calculator, which is going to make your life a lot easier. Okay, so if you haven't grabbed your graphing calculator, you may want to hit pause and grab yours so that you can get ready to use it. Okay? Now, we're still going to be solving matrices, and what's going to hold true from the last lesson is going to hold true here, especially when we start using the graphing calculator. If I have a matrix, I'll call it A, okay, times by a variable, and that thing is set equal to matrix B, the way you solve this matrix for X is you are going to multiply both sides by the inverse of A. And the key to being successful on this right-hand side is that you make sure that you always multiply the inverse by matrix B. It's always the inverse first listed and then multiplied by whatever that matrix would be. In this case, I'll put B, but an arbitrary. Okay? Remember that these two multiplied together, the inverse times the matrix, will always give you the identity matrix. Okay? That's the identity matrix there, which just leaves you with X, which is what we want. But this is the key right here, to make sure that you have A inverse, or the inverse of whatever the matrix was, times X, times the other side matrix. So let's put that into practice here. So here's a 2x2 system. Before the graphing calculator and before matrices, you would have to solve this by graphing, right, or substitution, or elimination. But now with what you know about matrices, and what I'm going to teach you on the graphing calculator, these problems can become very easy. And what you want to do is basically set up three different matrices based on this problem right here, and I have them listed. The first one's called the coefficient matrix. A coefficient is just a fancy word for a number that is in front or multiplied by the variable. So what you want to do here is set up your coefficient matrix like this. These are the numbers, so 5, 8, so 5 and 8, and then -2 and -4. Please understand these symbols here will dictate whether you have a positive or a negative number. Your variable matrix are just the variables that are included in this problem, which are X and Y, and we list them vertically, and then that is equal to our answer matrix, which are the numbers on the equal sign, which is 1 and -4. And you can kind of see I have that over here. Now, if we were to do this by hand, again, I would ask you to find the inverse of this right here, which we would call, whatever if you wanted to give it names. This was matrix A and this was matrix B. We would find the inverse of A by hand, which requires you to find the determinant, and then we would multiply that over here, A inverse by this matrix of B, which is 1, -4. And that would give us our variables of X and Y. So instead of doing that all by hand, let's do it in our calculator, and I'm going to show you how this is done. I may have to zoom out here a little bit for you so you can see that. Oops, zoom out. See the buttons on my calculator. Maybe I'll zoom in just a touch. Oh yeah, perfect. Okay, so here's how this works. Your calculator needs to get turned on. I always clear my memory before I do anything else. Second, memory. Go down to reset, which is 7. Hit all, go down to reset, yes, it just clears anything that you may have had in there before that could throw off what we're going to be doing. I'm going to try to get this glare off the screen there for you. There we go. Okay, so we want to access your matrix. Your matrix is right there above the X inverse button. So I'm going to hit second and then matrix, and it's going to say names. And those are just the names of your matrices, A, B, all the way through A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way down. I'm going to go over to edit, and I'm going to edit matrix A. So this is going to be right here, this matrix that I have is going to be my matrix A. I want to edit it. By editing, we're going to input those elements. So hit equals. Now it's asking you what type of matrix do you want. Obviously this is a 2x2, so hit 2, enter 2. And now we just punch in those elements. 5, hit enter, slides over, -2, hit enter. 8, hit enter. And -4, hit enter. Okay? And now that matrix is saved. Now I'm going to go ahead and enter in matrix B as well. So I'm going to go back to matrix. So I'm going to hit You can hit second quit if you want, but you can just hit second matrix again. And I'm going to go over to edit. Now I've already edited A, and you can see it's kind of saved in there. It's a 2 by 2. I'm going to click down to B, hit enter. And what is this? This is a 2 by 1, right? 2 rows by 1 column, so 2 by 1. And I'm going to enter in my 1, enter, -4, enter. Okay? Now, you should understand, I'm going to hit quit. Now, what I want to do in my calculator is do this. I want to write the inverse of A times matrix B. That's what I want to hit in my calculator. So here's how this works. Second matrix, and it says names. All you want to do is hit enter. When you hit enter, matrix A pops up. That was our 2 by 2. Your inverse button is right here. Okay? And all we're going to do is times that now by matrix B. So hit second matrix, scroll down to B, hit equals again, and our answer is 3, 7. Now, when I want your answers, I just want x equals 3 and y equals 7, and there's your answer right there. Okay? And you can check it. 3 and 7. 5 times 3 is 15. 15 minus 14 is 1. 8 times 3 is 24. Minus 4 times 7 gives you the -4. Okay? That's how easy that can be. So let's turn the page. I think I have another one here for you. This time I have a 3 by 3. So this is a 3 by 3 matrix here. And you can see it's the same kind of setup. Now you'll notice I didn't put x, y, and z, but that's essentially what it's going to be. We can just call it a single x, all right? But technically, if you wanted to get really technical, it'd be x, y, z, but we can just write it like that. Again, this is our coefficient matrix, 3, 2, 1. Please remember, don't put a 0 there. That's a 1 there. 2, -2, -3. You remember your symbols here, your signs go with the numbers. 1, 1, and 2. Again, don't forget the 1s there. 22 and 2. So we need to put this into our graphing calculator. Let me slide this over here. Straighten this out for you. All right, and again, I like to label things. I'm going to call that matrix A. I'm going to call this matrix B. Again, when I go to solve this, I want A inverse times matrix B, and that's going to give me my x, y, and z. So here we go. Go to matrix. We want to edit matrix A, and this is now a 3 by 3. So hit 3, enter 3, and lock in your numbers. 3, 2, 1, 2, -2, 1, 1, -3, and 2. And just double check. You can look over just to double check. Make sure you put them in right. I'm good. I'm going to go back to second matrix. I'm going to edit matrix B. Matrix B is a 3 rows by 1 column, so 3 by 1. And I have 20, 2, and 2. I'm going to hit second quit. All right. I have both in there, and now I want to solve, which is I'm going to do this right here. So second matrix, A, hit my inverse button, times second matrix, scroll down to B, hit equals, x is equal to 2, y is equal to 4, and z is equal to 6. It's that easy, all right? Makes life a lot easier, okay? Down at the bottom here, it's a story problem, word problem, application problem, if you will. So we have to write this matrix down. At the movie theater, we have 2 candy bars, popcorn, and Cokes, and a pack of gum for $8.60. So we got candy bars, C, popcorn, P, Cokes, we'll go with K, excuse me, and a pack of gum, G, for $8.60. So I'm going to write this. I got 2C plus 3P plus 2K plus G equals $8.60. That's sentence 1. Tina bought a candy bar, so 1C, a popcorn, a P, 5 Cokes, 5K. You know, there's no G in there, so I'm going to put plus 0, and I'll tell you why here in a second, for $9.50. Let's see, we're at Troy now. Troy bought 2 candy bars, bought 2 popcorns, bought 5 packs of gum. That means he bought 0 popcorns, and he spent $5.75. And then Tyler bought 3 popcorns, 2 Cokes, 3 popcorns, 3 Cokes, 3 packs of gum. Spent $9.30. He did not buy popcorn, or he did not buy, wait a minute, 3 popcorns. He did not buy any Cokes or candy bars. All right, I'm going to double check this because there's a lot here. I probably screwed something up. 2 candy bars, 3 popcorns, 2 Cokes, pack of gum, $8.60. 1 candy bar, 1 popcorn, 5 Cokes, so 0 gum for $9.50. Troy bought 2 candy bars, 2 popcorns, 5 packs of gum, and then Tyler bought 3 popcorns, 3 Cokes, 3 packs of gum, and 0. Okay, got it all in there. What do you know? All right, so I need to make my coefficient matrix. So that's going to be 2, 3, 2, 1 for this first equation here. And then I'm going to have 1, 1, 5, and 0. Remember, if you don't have, there was no gum there for, who was that? Tina. Tina didn't have any gum, so you got to put a 0 in there. Don't leave it blank. And then I have 2, 2, 0, and 5. And then I have 0, 3, 3, 3. That's my coefficient matrix. All right, I'm just going to, I can go X, well, it doesn't really matter. I'll use the letters I used. C, P, K, and G. That's going to be my variable matrix. And that's going to equal my answer matrix, which is 860, 950, 575, and 930. Okay, so if I asked you to write that down, that's what it would look like. Okay, this is going to be my matrix A, this will be my matrix B. I want to solve this. So again, you take out my calculator here. I'm going to go to second matrix. I got to edit these. Let's figure out, this is a 4 by 4, so I'm going to edit A. I'm going to call this a 4 by 4. And I'm going to go 2, 3, 2, 1, 1, 1, 5, 0, 2, 2, 0, 5, and 0, 3, 3, 3. Okay? Second matrix, edit B. B is a 4 rows by 1 column, so 4 by 1, 860, 950, 575, and 930. Okay? I'm going to go to second matrix. Oops, second, how about second quit? Let's go second matrix, names, the inverse of A, times it by second matrix, matrix B, and there you go. So what does this mean on my calculator? That means C. What did C stand for? My candy bars. So my candy bars were 75 cents. My P, where's my popcorn? That was $1.25. I used K for my Coca-Colas. My Coca-Colas were $1.50. And my pack of gum was 35 cents. And there's my answer. Okay? Technology is awesome. These graphing calculators do wonders for you on these matrices. Don't be too mad at me when you come back to class, when you realize that you've been working really hard on doing these by hand, but it's good to know both ways. All right? So I'm sure you'll have some questions, or if you have questions, make sure you ask, especially with the technology. There's some different ways you can do this. I'm just showing you probably what I think is the easiest way. There are some other ways to do it. But if you have any questions about your specific calculator, I'd be happy to take a look at it. And hopefully with some time I can figure out if there's any discrepancies or differences between my calculator and the one you have. Okay? All right, we'll see you in class.